Hi everyone and welcome back to part 3 of the explosion box. So this part is going to just be the little elements that I made to pop onto the, let me just get it. So it's for the little elements to stick onto these 4 sections, and inside I've gone ahead and I've popped some sweeties in there. So I think that'd be nice for Christmas. So I'm just going to move that to one side. So one thing that I did was I just used my dies. There was from Elena Crafts, just some layering dies. And I've cut out a front and a back. So 2 of them, whatever die you want to use. And this is going to make a little kind of journal notebook. Then I just got some copier paper. And in sections, just cut a few sheets out. And I haven't unpicked them yet because we're going to score these. So all I did was I took a scoreboard. I'm going to use my little one. I have cut another one out to layer that over the top. These are all from the scraps that you end up left over from your box. Like you get little black strips left over, and I've got some papers left over. So what I'm going to do, there's no accurate measuring, this is just how I did it. So I just lined, wrong way, that way. Oh, I just lined this up on my scoreboard as straight as I possibly could, and there's some edges here. So what I'm going to do is just make sure them 2 end bits are on the same little bit, and then I'm just going to, let's just check that they're there, go down and score here. Like so. So then I'm going to repeat that on the papers. So I'm going to pop the papers in, make sure they're the same, and then score down. You probably don't want to make everything that I make, but I just thought I'd come on and show you this last little bit of how I did it, of the things that I did, just to give you some, you know, ideas. And then you just want to do that with this piece as well, the front piece. It's really hard to see. There we go. So all of your pieces are going to have, can you see that line there? They're all going to have that line, okay? So then, just before we carry on, I'm just going to stick this onto the front. I might need to score the line again on this piece as well. So like I said, I was just using the scrap pieces that I had left from the box. Yeah, I think I will need to score that. So just popping that back in and finding that score. And all I'm doing this for is so that the little notebook opens up. So I'm just going to rub the bone folder over that. And then what we're going to do is taking a, this is a 1/8 of an inch circle punch. I always leave my pens up there, don't I? Right, so a 1/8 of an inch circle punch. Don't know if you're seeing this, but I'm just lining it up. Oops, zoom out. I'm just lining it up onto my mat, and then I'm just going to put 2 markings. Wrong way. I'm not really drawing them in any particular way, but just like an inch in, just to mark roughly where I'm going to punch. So then taking your punch, I'm just going to punch in 2 holes, and then about there. just so you've got that. And then I can just rub that off. Then placing this one over the next one. And then just drawing through them holes. And again, on your paper as well. And then you know exactly where to punch, and then once you put them together, it's going to line up. So you could do this with a square die or a circle die. Any die really that you've got that's big enough to sit inside the explosion box. So we're just going to do that. Like so. And then the last one, and then I'm just going to get some ribbon. Let's have a look. Sorry about my arm in the way. So I've just taken some organza ribbon I got from BB Craft. It's absolutely beautiful ribbon. You can colour it as well, which is really very nice. So then lining everything back up. I don't think I've put my... I think my holes are just slightly off. That's strange. Oh, there we go. So what I'm going to do is just use my little pokey tool and poke this ribbon through. I think the back one's just a bit off, but you know, I can just make another one. Just showing you quickly. It's a bit hard, you know, when you're trying to just stick your head in. You're trying not to put your head in when you're doing a video, and it can be quite hard, especially when some of the projects you do really need to look down at them, if you get what I mean. So I've just popped some ribbon in there just to tie it together, and then we'll just cut the ends off like so. And then what I've done, then you can bend these back then. Okay, let's have a look. You probably should have done that before, but if you just bend, it will just help, and then you can just separate your pages. So they'll just pull apart then, like so. But I can do that later, but you get the idea. Then what I did was I just had some Christmas die cuts, and again I've just used, I've got a gingerbread man. I've just cut them out twice and put a bit of black card at the back, and then we'll just glue these on. So any way you like, really. And then we'll put the little house on. We'll overlap the house like that, and then we'll stick the little gingerbread man at the bottom. So this is just a nice place for whoever you're gifting it to write about the photos or whatever they're going to put in. You can do a bit of journaling on the book. So we'll just stick that on there. Okay, so I'm going to put my lid back on, my pin back in, should I say. So that's number one, and that's how it looks. So it's really nice. And then to attach that in, you're going to take a strip of black card, and that's going to measure 4 1/8 by 1 inch, and this again is just a little off strip that I had, and then score it at 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay, and then folding that over and burnish both sides down, and that's going to then be your flap for your little book to sit in, so it holds on to the box. So there's our book, like so. And then how do we want this? Let me see. We'll have that on an angle. So again, with your glue, and then you can just stick that down. Like so. You can, on some of mine, I did put, if you've got another scrap piece of the paper, you could put that over this band, but you're not really going to see it anyway. Okay, so just making sure that's nicely stuck, and then you can just place that in, like so. So that's your first piece, and then that will close into there like that. So that's the first one. That's taken a bit of time, hasn't it? Second one should be quicker. So the second one I've got is a In Love Arts die, and it was this lovely little heart mini album. So I've cut out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, and this is how they're cut out. So you get 2 pieces. So what we're going to do is just glue one on top of the other, and this could be some, you could, you know, little passport size photos to go on here, and then just attach that on, and then we'll need some more ribbon again. So again, I'm using that gorgeous ribbon from BB Crafts, and I'm just going to feed that the same as we did the other one. I'm just going to use my little pokey tool, and then we're just going to tie another little knot. And then that'll be the second one in. Okay, so I've just created a small knot, and then we're going to cut the excess off, like so. So we'll keep that. So that's going to be that one. Then you're going to take another strip of your black card, again measuring, what have we got here? Oh, that might be the wrong one. Should be 4 1/8 by 1 inch. And then score it at 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay, and then just folding those over. You can notch little wedges just in case they slightly hang off. Sometimes you don't need these little wedges, sometimes you do. Right. So bringing back in our album, we'll have this one on the opposite side, and we're going to have it that way this time. Just make sure you can see. Can you see? Yeah, I'm a bit far away. Zoom in a little bit. So again, taking your glue, I'm going to use wet glue for this. I hope you've watched the other 2 videos and enjoyed them. I've really enjoyed making this album. It's been lots of fun. And don't forget the Facebook groups, where if you do make yours, you could join our group, Crafting with Riley and Rose. That's run by myself and Sandra Riley. And then also my other group, which is Danielle Rose. There we go. How pretty is that? So that's the next, that's the second one finished. Now for this next one, I just had some scraps left of card. I'll tell you what those sizes are. I just need my scoring tool. So one of them measures 12 inches by 3 inches, and the next piece measures 9.5 inches by 3 inches. And on the 12-inch one, you want to score that at 3, 6 and 9. So that'll create 4 places for photo mats, 8. And then on this one, you want to score it at 3, 6 and 9. And that will give you 3 more. So then what you're going to do is fold them. I wonder if, I'm just moving this all to one side, if I turn this over, is that going to be better? So you fold that way and the opposite way. Okay, and then your strip, you need to fold that back and notch. Oops. On one side and the other side. Yeah, you can still see. So that's what you're going to have. Okay, and the next piece, you're going to go in, really burnish, and then this way, and burnish, and then back. Yeah. And burnish. So you're going to have that. So it looks like that. Okay. So then what you're going to do, just make sure. I think I folded it the wrong way. So just fold it back the opposite way. Okay. Then we're going to attach this thin strip onto the end of here. So I'm going to use wet glue again. And then we're just going to attach that don't go over that line onto there. Okay, and then you can fold it all together and burnish down, and that's going to give us this like accordion pull out section. So then you want some mats, and you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them, 13, 12 for your photo mats and 1 for your front, and then we're just going to glue them all on. So I'm going to go off, start gluing some and then come back. Hi, so I'm back. So I've done one side. I can't really leave my phone on pause for too long, or else it just stops the whole video. So I'm just going to quickly do the next side. I can't remember if I said, but these pieces measure 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. I'm not sure if I said that. Hopefully, if you continue to watch, you will hear me say it before somebody comments that I didn't say it. If you do make this, do feel free to share it on our groups. I'd absolutely love to see if somebody else makes one and what you come up with. It's always nice to see somebody else's take on your projects, which is really why I made the Danielle Rose group. It was for my Stampin' Up, when I used to do Stampin' Up. So I did archive that group, but I decided to reopen it. Also, I've reopened, I think I've stuck one where, oh yeah. Also, I've opened, restarted a blog. I used to have a blog before, but it was full of Stampin' Up and I just couldn't seem to get everything off. So I've deleted that one and started a new one yesterday. So I will leave the link in the comments. The thing is, I have lost all of my followers on there. So if anybody wants to go over, I would really appreciate it. So then, last one. And you don't need to do the end piece because that's the piece that's going to stick into our explosion box. So there it is. So it will sit like that and pull out like that. And you're going to get 12 more photos on here. So then we don't need a strip for this one. We're just going to stick it directly on. But first of all, again, we're going to want some of that ribbon. I'm going to look on the back of here and stick on some tape as centrally as you can. And then using a burn folder just to burnish that down. See if I can pick this off without my pokey tool. Yeah. So then you want to take your ribbon. I think I'm better standing up. So then take your ribbon and just lay that straight over the back. And then cover that in your wet glue. So cover all the ribbon. Just a second. Everyone, so I'm back. Whew, I had to cut the video off because the housing people came because our light bulb had gone in our bathroom. Well, our shower room in our bedroom, which is where my craft room is. And my video won't pause for very long, so I have had to, I'll probably be joining these two videos together. Yeah, so we was putting the glue on the back of this, which I've done. I've pressed it on, attaching your ribbon from behind, and then you will just close it up. So as you can see, that's all nice and attached, and then you've got your other couple of photos there that you can attach. Let me just move it. It's quite awkward to get it all in shot, but you can see there, and then it opens up the other way as well. So you're going to get quite a, you could do this, one of these on all 4 sections, and that was giving me enough space to close it up, which is why I left a 1/2 inch all around that inside. So then, oh, I'm not wrong. So then you want to just make a bow. I hate making bows, I'm not very good at them, but I'll just make a quick bow just to keep it together. That's not bad actually. And then just cut your tails off. I don't want to cut them too short, just in case the person receiving it has any trouble tying it up. So now we're on to the last section, and I just kind of made this up as I went along really. I watched a few videos online how you did it. I've just cut 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch squares. That's 4 of them. And then the matting pieces are 1 3/8 of an inch by 1 3/8 of an inch. Everything's just 1/8 of an inch smaller when we're layering. Okay, so I've stuck the others on. I'm just going to stick this one on camera for you now. That's slightly, maybe I've cut that one a bit small, but there we go. So there's 4 of them. Then I'll leave my scoreboard again because I don't know what size this is. Again, I was just using a scrap. And this is 6 7/8 of an inch. Now let me just see where I scored. So 6 7/8 of an inch, and I've scored it at, I've done it at a 1/16. I think I did this on my trimmer. So if you just move it along 1/8 there, score it at 1.5 inch, 1 7/8 of an inch, 2 1/4 inches, and 2 5/8 of an inch, and 3 inches. Okay, so then on the 3 inch, oh, I've just got a little visitor, my little kitten. She's brand new. She's a new little baby. She's come in. She likes to jump on my chair. So fold that at 3. Then I just rounded the corners with a corner rounder punch. And then on where the lines are, from the bottom, you're going to stick your first piece under the first line. And then your second piece on top, up to the top. So you just want to fold and burnish these lines. So I'll just fold 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you just want to burnish them so that they're nice and straight. So, and now we can just attach. So on the bottom one, I'm going to attach the square all the way around this bottom piece and keeping it just under the line. So I think I might have to stand up, so I'll zoom in as much as I can. Let's bring some more light in if I can. So the first piece straight on under that line, and then the second piece, let's hold it up here, putting your glue inside the 2 lines and putting on the second piece. This is another thing that you want to get your head in. Well, I do anyway, it just helps. So again, just inside there, that's all you need the glue, not all on the back. And then just attach, oops, there. And then one more, I think I should have done 5. Oops, that's okay. You do 5. I'm 1 short, but it doesn't matter. I'll just fold mine in a little bit. So I'll just push that down, but you do 5 of them. So then we are going to need another strip again, but this time, because that's just 1 inch, we just need, cut your piece at 2 1/8. And then we just want to score at 1/2 inch again on either side. So just 1/2 inch. Can you hear that? Just have a look. Yeah, 1/2 inch. Just missed it. Really hard to see for me when you, let's just make sure that goes through. Forget that. It's not, it's 1.5 inches. This is what happens when you don't measure. So 1.5. So I want that to be so 1.5 is the strip, so we'll go 2.5, 2 5/8. There we go. 2 5/8 and score at 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay, so scrap that first bit, and then now we can fold that over, and that should fit, which it does, but I think this end piece is going to be a bit too long now. So bringing back in your box, let me just see. Yeah, that's just a bit too long now, so we're going to have to take off, and you'll find your own way with this, about 1/2 inch off that tail piece. And then using a corner rounder again, I'm just going to corner round both of the corners, and then using that 1/8 inch hole punch, just eyeball that in the middle, and then using that piece of ribbon we put to one side, where's my little tool gone? Here it is. We'll just create a little pull tab, like so, and then we can just cut them off, and there's your little tab for you to pull on. So now what we're going to do is attach, I slip that under there and line it up with that last one, and then turning it over using your glue, then we're just going to place it down about there. Okay, and then this last piece you just need to stick it on here, the last one. Right, so I'm just going to have to quickly wait for that to dry for a quick minute. I think this video took quite a lot longer than I expected it to. So yeah, hopefully, I probably should have pulled it before, but now, as you can see, there we go. Okay, so just really rubbing that last one down. So don't forget to make 5 of these, okay? Or 4 probably actually is enough. I've just scored too many score lines. So how good's that? I really like that a lot. So that's that one. Whew. So then what you're going to do is bring everything together. Okay? Just making sure you tuck in those ribbons at the sides. Alright. And on that middle piece here, I would cut out a sentiment or something and stick that on. I really just don't want this video to go on much longer because it is long already. Then what I did was I have got another one of these bows. This is an Elena Craft, Elena Cuttle die, and it's foam, like fun foam, but it's really glittered. I just used my dies and cut out a bow for that. And then I haven't put my hot glue gun on, so I can't really stick it, but then I've got this little Merry Christmas, and I'll probably pop that up onto dimensionals somewhere like that, and then attach my bow. I might not decorate it like that, it just depends who this is going to be for, but that really is how you make this beautiful box, and it's really strong and sturdy, and I really hope you enjoy making it. Thanks so much for everybody who's stuck with me and watched till the very end. Whew, I just feel like it's gone on forever, but I hope you liked it, and this is probably the longest video I'm ever going to do, I think. So don't forget to go over to my blog and you can see all the measurements for this. It's already on there, and that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.